Hello everyone. Welcome to the another session of the trigger series, and today we will learn about the asynchronous trigger. Okay, so before writing the asynchronous trigger, we will know some points regarding regarding this, and then we will try to write a trigger in our next session. Okay, so asynchronous triggers are change event triggers that run asynchronously after a database transaction is completed. So, for example, if any record is updated, for example any opportunity record is inserted, updated, deleted or undeleted, so those are events, right? So these triggers can run on those change events, but it will not run as synchronously, it will run asynchronously. Okay, usually our apex triggers run in a synchronous fashion, but this one will not. Okay. Okay. The second point is that they are only after insert triggers and can be defined with the after insert keywords. Okay. That we will see in our next session, that how we will define and how we can write the code for it. Okay. The change event object name is suffixed with change event. For example, account is your standard object. Okay. And the account change object will be account change event. Okay. So change event will be the suffixed with the standard object name. If you are writing asynchronous trigger for a custom object, then it will have underscore change event. Okay, so for example, if you have a custom object, then it will be like employee underscore underscore change event. Okay, it will be like this, that we will see in our next session, so no need to go more deeply about it. Okay, so when a record is created or updated, change data capture publishes an event, and a change event trigger can then process that event asynchronously. So change data capture you need to enable in your org for the object that you want to capture that event data. Okay, that we will see later. So for that object you need to enable change data capture. So once any event will happen on that object record, then then it will publish, and our event trigger then can have those values, and then we can work on it. Okay, so change data capture will have the Salesforce data for new records or updated records. Okay, so what is the benefit of asynchronous triggers? So the benefit is that if we have more complex logic, so that we can separate with this async trigger. Okay, that we will see later, but for now you can just keep this in mind. Okay, and this feature can be enabled for any standard or custom object in your org. Okay, so once it is enabled, it starts publishing the events whenever we create, update, delete or undelete a record. Okay, but you can declare this trigger only with after insert, that we will see later, that how it is getting this update, delete and undelete things also. So the published event that this change data capture is publishing, it is having some data. Okay, so what is that data? So you can see this record data is there. Okay, so record ID is there. What is the entity name is the object name, it's the opportunity, and whether the record is updated, deleted or undeleted or created, it will be mentioned in change type. Okay, and the value that is updated. Okay, so like this, entity name is the name of object, change type is the operation performed on this object, whether it's updated or like that. Change origin, if the event published inside Salesforce, then it will contain Salesforce in URL. Okay, it means change origin, you can see here, right? Change origin, Salesforce slash API slash soap, right? This one is inside the Salesforce, so it is giving us the Salesforce URL. But if it is outside, then client will contain name of application that publish this event. Okay, then it will change this URL. So to capture the debug log for the async trigger, we need to set debug logs under automated process. Otherwise logs will not show anymore. Okay, it will not show anywhere. We need to write the debug, we need to create a debug log under automated process, then it will have all the things related to this trigger. Okay, so the benefit of the async trigger is that the net effect of the transaction become faster and apex limits consumed is reduced because it's having a separate transaction, so it is having separate governor limits. Okay, so these are some points related to async trigger. So in our next session, we will keep these points in our mind and then we will write a trigger for this async trigger. Okay. Thank you so much. We'll see you in next session.